Hey everyone, it is MJ. I am back with another video. I'm trying to get the glare out of y'all's face. Okay, there it is. This is better. Hi guys, I'm finally back. It's been so long. I have not done a live in, I don't know, months. I have been crazy busy. I have a new little thing going. Let's just call it a thing for now. For lack of a better word, I have another item added to the to-do list. Let's say that. So anyway, I wanted to make a quick live and talk about the holiday season because the holiday season is coming up, and I know my new mamas are anticipating celebrating with family and friends, and I just kind of wanted to reach out to you guys and talk about what that's going to look like. Like, what does that look like for you? How are you guys handling that? What are your plans for the holiday season? I'm hearing quite a bit of talk about the anxiety that can kind of happen surrounding the expectations for holidays. And there is a lot of expectations. When you have a new baby born into a family, one of the biggest things is that the family wants to meet the baby. Sometimes this can be in conflict with what mom or dad wants because they're worried about a plethora of things, right? They're worried about the baby's health. If you have a baby who happens to have a stay in the NICU, that brings on even more concerns about their immunity and whether they are ready for the big germs of adults, which oftentimes are far too big for that small baby. Okay. And sometimes, depending on your culture or your family dynamics, you may have to really think and be tactful about how you express yourself when it comes to telling them, hey, it's probably not a good idea for us to bring the baby to Thanksgiving or Christmas or a New Year's celebration because this baby is so new. Everybody there has really big germs. Even the other children that are there may have germs that are too big for our baby. And we just don't feel comfortable doing that right now. I know sometimes moms can really be caught in a conundrum and not really know how to do that with a lot of tact. And some moms are just stressed out, quite frankly. Some parents are stressed out. Dads may be stressed out, that their mom or family wants to see this baby, but their wife or partner is hesitant because everybody's trying to keep the baby safe, right? So the first thing I want to do is just say hello and that I missed you guys. I really have been thinking about posting videos for quite a few days. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my videos. If you like this video, if you like any of my videos, I've been doing lives because something's going on with my recording, so I can't post a video. So I'm going to try to figure that out sometimes this week or next week so that I can figure out how I can post videos and actually not do as many lives. I guess the lives are a good thing, but I kind of miss making videos as well. So I found some online comments about this subject, and I kind of wanted to share them with y'all just to give you some perspective on how some other moms are feeling surrounding this issue. So this particular mom says, I'm on my third baby. I finally grew the balls. I don't know if I can say that word, to say we're not ready yet with this one. Last time I caved after a couple of days. First time I had visitors in the hospital room. I hate hosting people. I hate people getting my older kids riled up. I hate thinking about feeding my baby in front of other people. He's a week old and eating all the time. I don't want anyone not handing him back to me when I say, give him to me, he's hungry. So these are some of the things that are going through mom's head about, having their new baby around the family. This mom sounds like this mom may actually be breastfeeding, which opens up a whole nother can of worms because then you have, issues of modesty. How am I going to feed this baby? With all these people around, will there be a place for me to have privacy while I breastfeed? Am I going to have to bring, a scarf? I'm wearing a scarf today. ladies, these are great. I have lots of these. Well, I used to have lots of them. I don't have that many anymore. I only have like 3 now. But yeah, these are great for like covering up modesty when you're breastfeeding. I also use these with my clients during labor sometimes for various things. But these are excellent, and I like wearing them just because they're pretty. They're fashionable. They look really nice. This one's very festive. It's kind of a maroon or burgundy. Is that red? I don't know. It's holiday colorish to match my red lipstick. So yeah, this is really a good option for moms for modesty when they're breastfeeding. If you have other family members around, you can use something like this and you can cover up and you can feed. Some women don't feel comfortable doing that. There's a lot going on, okay? When you just had a new baby, specifically if you've had a cesarean section, your body is still healing. Even if you had a vaginal delivery, you still are healing. There's so much going on with that. Your hormone shifts, everything is, I mean, honestly, there are women who have confinement for like 40 days, some even longer after they just had a new baby. Here in America, you know, we get out and we get around, right? After we have a baby. But generally, I think throughout the world, a lot of women practice confinement where they don't even leave their homes, or maybe they go to a facility. They have all these really nice confinement facilities where the woman rests, she rejuvenates, and somebody may even help her to take care of the baby, right? So that seems like and sounds like a dream. These are like postpartum care centers, and they are very, very intricate. I know in places like China, they have them, and they are wonderful, wonderful places. Not all moms obviously have, you know, the resources or have that available to them. And so it really seems kind of sad that here in America, not only do we not have that at our fingertips, there are some facilities. There's actually one, I think, in California. It's, you know, you need to be able to afford it. Let's just say that. And not everyone can. And so across the board, we don't have something like that that is affordable and readily available to us. And for those of us who probably can afford it, they may not be able to afford it in terms of the time, because that's a pretty good chunk of time, right? So we all have different situations, but the long and short of it is after you have a baby, there can be a lot of emotions and a lot of confusion, and sometimes it can end in hurt feelings, or it can end with people feeling like they have been slighted. And so this is a very delicate subject. This is something where, and I talk about boundaries a lot, but this is something where the parents have to have very, very good boundaries, right? Dads, you know, sometimes moms are using dads to stand in and to say, hey, I'm not ready. You know, can you, you know, he's playing interference where he's saying to maybe his family, you know, my partner just went through a lot. The baby is very tiny. The baby is very small right now. Their immune system and all that may not be up for these big gatherings. We really don't feel comfortable bringing them outside. And so we're going to decide to just do a small little gathering at our house with just our immediate family at home. And we're not going to come out to the family gathering, or we're not coming out to the holiday party this year. We would love for you guys to meet the new baby. But we want to give ourselves a chance to adjust to this new life and to give our baby a chance to get a little bit older and a little bit stronger before we bring them out and introduce them to everyone. So I just find it interesting. I know that there are certain cultures that do actually come out after. And I know specifically there is, I'm trying to remember, I think they may be Senegalese people, I think, have baby showers, and the baby showers are after the baby is born. And I've actually attended one of these baby showers, and I just want to say it was one of the most beautiful baby showers that I've ever been to. All the women were dressed beautifully. The men were dressed. They just looked like royalty walking around there. There were drums and music and food. And this woman that had just given birth was up dancing and smiling and celebrating. So by all means, it's different for everyone. And even within cultures and subcultures, everybody has their own thing. It's very individualized, and everybody should feel comfortable choosing what's best for them. So when I speak about this subject, I'm speaking a bit in generalities, okay? I'm not saying that just because you're American, you need to forego the holiday party. I'm just speaking to those parents who are having feelings about, they may be feeling a bit guilty about saying, hey, I think I want to sit this one out. I don't want to do this year. I want them to know that you have that right. Don't feel like you're being selfish. Take, that space, stand in for yourself and say, I don't want to do this. I feel like I'm making the best decision for myself, for my baby, for my family. I don't think that it's a good idea for us to come this year, and don't feel bad about doing that. And maybe even setting aside a time, where everybody gets to meet the baby once you think that it is a good time. And don't be afraid to say that. Say, hey, we're not going to be able to make the holiday party, but we are planning to do, something maybe to bring the baby out so everyone can meet the baby. Just so that people don't feel like they're being shut out. Because I know sometimes the in-laws and the other family members are really, really excited to meet this new baby. I know personally in my family, I was always super excited to meet the baby. I would grab the baby. Okay, you guys probably would have hated me because I was that family member that I wanted that baby in my hands the moment it was born. I've always loved babies. And so in my family, I was that person that would come over, grab the baby, and be off with the baby, like gone with the baby. And I don't let the babies go. Like I'm that baby's everything until they're like 15. Okay. But no, seriously, I was the person in my family that took care of the babies. And I never had that issue. Thank God. All the women in my family were very open, and we didn't have a lot of rules around that. And so I knew that all I had to do was wash my hands, grab a newborn, and I could take care of him. I could feed him. I could do all these things. But I do realize that everybody is different. And I'm hearing from a lot of moms that this is something that causes a bit of anxiety for them. So I'm going to read another posting really quickly. And let's see. This is from a different mom. So the thing that drives me absolutely bonkers about family visits is feeling like my parenting is being audited. Didn't they just eat? She must be tired. Is she tired? Why is she crying? She can't be tired. She's already slept on the car ride. The car ride over must mean baby is rested, right? That's how their little brains work. You're changing her diaper again? They have an alarm. They have an alarm for that for you. You can wait until she cries. Every time I change the diaper, did she poop? What are you? The poop police? Leave me alone. That was funny. This was in the newborn days, mind you, when my baby was pooping 8 to 10 tiny sharts a day and had a bad rash from it. You're feeding her too often. You'll spoil her. I don't know how many times I've heard that. Are you letting that baby use you as a pacifier? Oh, goodness. You don't want to start any bad habits now, do you? You shouldn't be using aluminum foil to cook. Is she sleeping through the night? They're asking this about a newborn, y'all. How long was her nap today? When does she nap? What's her schedule? They're asking about a newborn schedule as if this newborn has a job. Okay, like this is interesting. Why is she crying? No, that's a big question. So these are some of the questions that moms get and they feel like their parenting is being audited. So this is one of the concerns of attending these holiday parties and gatherings, especially when it's a newborn. People are asking, Oprah interview style questions to this mom, and sometimes they're just giving it to them rapid fire. And it makes the mom feel like she's literally on an interrogation stand, or she's literally having her parenting questioned or audited. Whether or not they actually mean it that way is, something else, right? We don't really know. We're going to assume that they don't. I'm going to assume that the parents or whoever is saying this are trying to show their concern. I'm assuming it's your parents or a family member or friends. They're trying to show their concern, especially if you're a first time parent. They're kind of wondering if you know what to do, which is highly aggravating to these parents, apparently. So I just think it's interesting. As a doula, I've heard all kinds of things, and I don't necessarily attribute it to maliciousness, because I think people are just curious and they do care about the new parents and they want them to be okay. And they see it as a form of love, I think, and support, to ask questions and to kind of give suggestions. Sometimes not realizing that it could come off as condescending, or it may come off as the person feeling like they're being audited or that they're being put under a microscope. And so, with new parents, sometimes the new parents are they're going through so much. They just had one of the most joyous experiences of their life happen, but also one of the most challenging. And they're working their way and they're adjusting to this new baby. Even if they've already had children before, I think we heard this mom said she doesn't like attending these events because not only does she have this newborn baby and she's figuring out all the things with this new baby, but she has her other children and she feels like her other children are overstimulated, or the word she used was riled up. And then that causes issues for her as well. So now she has to calm down her rambunctious little ones, right? That are probably walking and running around. They're all over the place. And she has this newborn baby, and it's just complete and utter chaos. So I totally get it. I think one of the best things that families can do and parents can do in this situation is set good boundaries. And those things can start. You can start having these conversations during your pregnancy, kind of setting expectations, setting the tone, even before the baby arrives, saying, hey, I was just thinking, when the baby is born, I know that this is going to be a Christmas baby, or this is a Thanksgiving baby, or this is a New Year's baby. And I want to just let you guys know, we're thinking that we're probably not that way. It kind of sets the tone. It kind of, they can have time to process it. I think it's when we spring it on them, they're expecting to see this new baby. They're excited. They just know that they're going to be kissing this baby at the Christmas party. I know this probably gives these new parents nightmares, right? But they think they're going to be kissing this baby at this Christmas party. And, you call them 2 days before the Christmas party and, yeah, by the way, we're overwhelmed. We don't think we're going to make it. That can be quite the letdown. So we do kind of want to understand where they are coming from. But at the end of the day, as a doula, okay, my loyalty remains with the immediate parents. I think they're the ones who have to balance all of this. And I think they deserve to make the decision about what they want to do with their newborn. Anxiety is high and they are worried about their newborn. They want to make sure this baby is healthy, well taken care of. They want to start getting their schedule ready. You guys are trying to do so many things. And I think you deserve to just take some time. You just had a brand new baby. You may have had a traumatic event. Who knows? Nobody really knows what that birth was like for you. And you deserve to take some time and just be with your newborn. And so that's why I wanted to make this video for the holiday season, just to encourage mom and dad. Yes, feel free to tell family, not this time. We love you guys. We can't wait to see you. We can't wait to introduce a new baby to you. But right now, for whatever reason, and you don't necessarily have to give a reason, always remember that no is an entire sentence. You can just say, hey, I just don't feel comfortable, don't want to do it, and then end it. Okay, don't be afraid to do that. If you are interested, I will try to leave a link to some boundary podcasts. I have Vicki Tidwell, I think her last name is Palmer or something like that because she got married, has a podcast on boundaries for dummies. She used to do the podcast I think she did was Boundaries Are Not Bitchy was the old one. She has a new one called Boundaries for Dummies because it sounds a lot better, right, than the B word. And yeah, I think she's amazing. I think you guys should, while you're making, you know, while you're pumping or, baby snapping, listening to this podcast can kind of get you up to speed on some of the softer ways to say to family members, yeah, not this year. It's not happening. Okay. And so, yeah, so Vicki Tidwell Palmer, she has a new podcast about boundaries for dummies. And it's so good, y'all. This lady is a licensed clinical social worker, I think. And she's just amazing. She has a really good grasp of how to set good, solid boundaries. And I hope that was helpful for you guys. Happy holidays. I promise it won't be the next holidays before I make another video. I've missed you guys, and please like, subscribe. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.